Welcome back, everybody, to Bite Size Fitness. This is Jupe reporting back after 3 weeks on the carnivore diet. I'll be reporting today about a few results I've seen with the carnivore diet and a few changes that I've seen that have kind of surprised me. Just to recap with everybody, my diet consists of beef, eggs, avocado, liver, heart, bananas, pineapple, mangoes, honey, and cheese, and milk. For the most part, it hasn't been too difficult because I am not being as strict as Hempy. He's going strictly carnivore and nothing else, just meat, and that's basically it. So for me, it's been a little easier to incorporate these meals into my everyday life. I have about 1.1 pounds of beef in the morning, and then 1.1 pounds of beef in the afternoon, and then spread out the bananas, the pineapples, and the honey, everything throughout the day, just so I'm not snacking around. I'm also adding beef jerky just for a snack. Every now and then I'll want to munch on something, and that's a great way to kind of just avoid getting any sort of uh, thing that's outside of my diet. For my workouts, it's basically 1 hour a day for 6 days out of the week. Most of these times I tend to do cardio, weights, and a little bit of calisthenics here and there. So far, it's been a very interesting diet for me because I didn't know what to expect. It's a lot of salt that I'm intaking, not a lot of vegetables. So I wasn't sure how my body was going to react. The first couple of weeks, I did feel kind of tired. There was times where I was literally working, I was just falling asleep. I was driving to work, and I felt my eyes getting heavy. So at first, it was a little difficult, but then after the first couple of weeks, I felt my energy coming back and starting to feel like myself again. Uh, as Hempy put it, sometimes you need to balance the electrolytes, and so the first couple of weeks, I actually felt a headache 1 or 2 days, and as Hempy had told me, sometimes you need to add a little bit more salt, drink some liquid IV, and once I did that, my headache started going away. So I think that was the cause of the problem is I was retaining as much water as I used to with all my other diets. And after that, the third week has actually been really good for me. Uh, Interesting enough, I went out a couple weekends, and it was hard to kind of follow that diet. I did have some slip ups here and there. It wasn't too bad though. I actually ate pasta and stuff like that for one day. But overall, I've been pretty strict about it. Been pretty strict about working out at least an hour a day. And I've noticed a few different changes that have kind of surprised me. For one, my blood pressure actually came down. I was in the 130s over 79, and then it dropped to 110 over, was it 72, something like that. I'll post the results here, which is very interesting to me because, again, my salt intake has gone up because my body doesn't retain as much water. And even though I've been eating more salt, my blood pressure has actually dropped. It was a little bit elevated. 133 is a bit high, and then dropping down all the way to 110 was kind of interesting. And I've been taking these measurements just about every day, and it's gone down significantly compared to where I was. So it's very interesting to see where this diet takes you. If you guys have noticed a similar change, let us know in the comments. I'd be very interested to see if there is a causation between the diet and the lower blood pressure, or at the very least, to see more data points to see if other people have noticed that their blood pressure has dropped. As far as my weight, I've noticed that I went down from 175 to 168, and then from 168 I went up to 171. I think that might have been due to the water content in my body. It might have dropped because of that. And then also, I've lost a little bit of fat, which is interestingly enough. Well, it made sense to me because I was cutting out all the sugars, I was cutting out all the bad foods. So a lot of my fat and my water content did drop, but it did come back up. My protein did go up as well, and my metabolic age, I guess, as my weight calls it, has actually stayed at 24. Before it was around 25, 26, and then it dropped for some reason. I don't know exactly why, but it's an interesting observation that I had. Um, so overall, I think the most difficult part about this diet has been the social setting of it. I'll tell you guys a little story. Is The other day I went to a bar with some friends and I was trying to look for something to drink, and everything either had sugar or some sort of carbs or something. So it was kind of difficult for me to choose what to drink. I ended up just getting a black coffee just to sit there and drink something, and a water, because anything else would have introduced those high sugary drinks, and I didn't want to do that. But overall, just being transparent about your diet with friends, be like, hey, look, I'm not trying to be an asshole here and not drink with you guys, but I don't want to fall back on my diet. Another thing that I did find really hard was going to restaurants and finding something that I could actually eat. It's really difficult to find a meal that only has meat. And there's been times where I've ordered food and I left all kinds of sides like fries and all that. But it's been a learning experience, and I've been able to find restaurants here and there that are able to accommodate my diet and actually be able to go out and enjoy myself in those restaurants. But overall, it hasn't been too bad. In one of those restaurants, they didn't really have any choices for me, so I ended up actually getting a pasta, and then it was fine. But a couple of times I did slip up. I ate some sushi as well. Other than that, it has been interesting 3 weeks. I'll post the results that I've had here. Nothing too drastic yet. My body has sort of stayed the same. I have noticed I am getting a little bit more muscle, but overall, my weight is still lower than what I started with, which is 175. And we'll see what else the next 3 weeks bring. I'll try and post a more weekly update on this, but overall, it's been very interesting and very educational. So if you guys want to follow along on this bulking journey and trying to see where this takes us, please hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We'll keep you guys updated. Hopefully I'll get some blood work done soon, and we'll be able to see where I'm at last year versus this year after the carnivore diet. At the beginning, everything for me in the blood work was, I guess, within normal standards. But I want to see exactly where I'm at now. 6 weeks into this carnivore diet, making sure that I am still healthy, I am not at risk of any health issues, and just being aware of where it's taken me. Thank you everybody for following along. If you have any questions, we'll probably be posting more on the devices that we use to keep track of our blood pressure, our weight, and our food scales. We've got some interesting little gadgets that we've started to use and we found very helpful. So stay tuned for that, guys, and see you on the next one.